Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition of the R&B Show. My name is Bruce Cologne. Thank you so much for taking the time to join me today. So for today's very short, quick episode, I just wanted to touch upon and share my thoughts on the latest round of Beatles talk that's been going around this week in light of the latest press tour that Paul's been doing to promote his new photo book. I believe it's called Eyes of the Storm. And of course, anytime Paul is out there promoting something, of course, he drops a little Beatles nugget to go viral and obviously bring attention to whatever project he's out there promoting. And in this case, he just very casually and very briefly mentioned the fact that at some point, I believe it's this year, later this year, we'll be seeing, or hearing rather, a new Beatles song, the final Beatles track, that I think most people are assuming is going to be part of this new Peter Jackson Beatles project that we don't quite know exactly what it is yet. And I think also a lot of people are assuming that the track will be the third unfinished track from the Anthology series, Now and Then. So in a lot of these discussions, the term AI has been used a lot too. So people are kind of up in arms about that because they just read the headline. And of course, you know, that's also purposeful on the part of the media. But in this case, it sounds like it's not the kind of AI that we've been hearing lately with a lot of the sort of reconfigured or artificially created Beatles tracks that we've heard on YouTube, where people are de-aging Paul's voice and inserting John's voice into certain tracks, like Paul's New, for example. So it's really going to be more about the technology that Peter Jackson has used for the Get Back series, and also that was used for the Revolver remix from last year, where essentially you're using the technology to be able to separate parts in a track and be able to get a clearer and cleaner audio for, you know, in this case, being able to use that and I guess do a better version of this Now and Then track, which I was always in agreement with George. It was never a great John Lennon demo to begin with. So I can see why he was not that much in favor of it. As a matter of fact, for me personally, I was never a big fan of the extra anthology tracks, Free as a Bird and Real Love, mainly because of the very limited John Lennon vocal. Those tracks never achieved liftoff because of that. You can tell that his voice was buried very deeply in the mix, especially on Free as a Bird, where you hear Paul's voice come in clear as a bell. You know, the contrast was quite startling. And I actually think that the demos of those tracks were actually more charming than what we got. The technology just simply wasn't there. So I think a lot of people now are wondering, well, you know, what is this going to be? And, you know, is it worth doing? And again, people are also debating kind of where all this AI technology is going. I think for the case of Now and Then, I'm always going to be curious about what the Beatles do with any of their projects and anything new that comes out. In the case of this particular track, I think if they can actually get a cleaner Lennon vocal track for that, it'll be interesting at the very least to hear it and to see if Paul actually wrote a chorus or a bridge to that track, how much of what was done during the anthology will be used, because, you know, Paul mentions we and it's a Beatles track. Obviously, you know, we don't have John with us, but we have his demo, and then we don't have George with us, but maybe we have some slide or some tracks or some vocal harmonies from that first attempt at this song. Maybe it's not even this song, you know, that's not been clarified either. So we'll just have to wait and see. I'm kind of mixed on it, but of course I'll be curious to see what it is. I think a lot of it is really just, you know, using that new track to shine a greater light on whatever this Peter Jackson project is going to be. I guess only time will tell. And again, this is being labeled the final Beatles track. But my final question to all of you is, what about Carnival of Light? I'm just going to leave that floating out there. But anyway, let me know what you think about all of this. Obviously, we've had almost a week's time to digest all of this. Are you in favor of this track? As Beatles fans, are you excited about this? Did you like the anthology track? Did you not? Let me know what you think. And if you like the video, please take a moment to hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We have a lot of Beatles content on the channel for you, as well as other classic rock artists. And hopefully we'll be with you again very shortly. I've been hearing a lot of new music from veteran artists that I'm actually finding quite surprisingly strong. So I'm hoping to do a recommendation on several of those albums in my next video, which will be dropping soon. But anyway, until then, all of you, please take care, stay safe, and we'll see all of you again very, very soon, okay? Peace.